That's the worst. I do my best.
Oh, okay.
Alright. So let me go back to this debate by looking at the resolution once again. Resolve that prostitution is detrimental to society. And like I said, as a negative, I disagree with this, and I think that prostitution is not detrimental to society as a whole. And like I said before, Liz did have the burden of proof in this debate. She definitely, she had the burden of proof, and she definitely needed to prove to you that prostitution is detrimental to society. And if she did not prove this to you, you must vote for negative by default. And to look back at the definitions of this resolution, prostitution, as I said, is the ideal state of it, not considering all the risks that could be involved. Also, detrimental simply means harmful, and society is speaking about the whole group of society, not just one person. And my two main values that I supported were the free choice of prostitution as a profession, and that it should be respected, and the fact that it's a victimless crime between two consenting adults. Now, to look at Liz's three arguments, hers were, one, that the spread of STDs. Her second one was the danger to prostitutes, and her third one was the permanence of prostitution. So speaking about her first point, speaking about the STDs, like I said, as I defined, it's how it's supposed to be. Not so if both people use a condom, if she's using birth control, etc. It's not just all the dangers that could happen. You know what I mean? Factories are dangerous to society because people die in them. No, clearly we need that. Anyway, so moving on, she cited many statistics saying 20% of prostitutes have STDs, 20% are homeless, 55.3% of prostitutes in San Francisco have STDs. Well, she had a few sources, but I would like to tell you right now that it's probably a good idea to disregard all of these statistics, because the fact that prostitution is illegal means that all of these cited statistics, all of these studies are unreliable, even if they're done by the government, because they are looking at a very small percentage of prostitutes that are actually caught. They're not actually looking at the majority of prostitutes, so they can only look at the ones that are caught, because they're not going to come to these studies if they don't want to be caught. And she also listed many side effects of STDs with no medical sources or anything like that. Second argument was the danger to prostitutes, saying that many of them are raped or assaulted, but like I said, she basically tried to prove in the cross-examination. She said to me, well, once you buy something, aren't you allowed to do anything with it? And I completely disagree with this, but I don't know if she's contradicting herself or not there. And she also, and then she also mentioned her third point of the permanence, saying that the average age starting at 14, saying that in her rebuttal that this is also like double crime because of statutory rape. And she also said that they're 99% more likely to be addicted, and all of these statistics, like I said, are very unreliable. So let me just bring up a few of my points. She never really she never really discredited my definitions. She basically just said, well, I'm the affirmative and my definitions matter over yours, which is untrue. And I would just like to reinforce the fact that she, in the cross-examination, she admitted that consensual sex between two married adults, consensual sex between two unmarried adults, and consensual sex in terms of pornography, that all of these things are not very detrimental to society or less detrimental than prostitution. But I'm going to argue that these things are basically the same as prostitution if you look at it as with my definition. They are consensual sex between two adults where the risk of STDs spreading is just as likely as anywhere else. So why is prostitution detrimental to society? Thank you. But normal sex between two married adults, if it's unprotected like she says, has just as many risks of contracting STDs if it's unprotected sex. And the second point that I would like to reinforce for myself is the victimless crime between two consenting adults. There's no one being harmed here, so how, other than possibly the two people, but that's not even my definition. And if it is those two people, that's still not all of society. So even if you accept her definition, she's still wrong. And prostitution is a profession that deserves recognition as a legitimate life decision. And the values of making decisions for yourself are very strengthened in this capitalistic society, and we need to recognize that. And the fact that it is a victimless crime also shows that prostitution cannot be and is not detrimental to society. Vote for the truth, vote for negative. Thank you.